Hello and welcome to the C.E.S. podcast. Today is a very special and most exciting episode because today we are celebrating and inviting our C.E.S. Teacher of the Year, Kelly Montagna, to be with us today. Welcome, Kelly!
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if you know how this goes. We do have a few standard questions. And that is the whole point of the podcast. So our families, our friends, our students, our districts, our partners out there can get to know all of us here at CES a little better.
Okay.
So I'll just ask a few things about you. Feel free to share what you want and not share what you don't want. And then what we'll do is we'll have a moment in Stacy's atmosphere. And then two rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's go. So why did you choose to become a teacher at CES?
So teaching wasn't my first path. I was actually a computer science major, but I spent a lot of time working with students in high school and during college, before and after school programs. And once I started into the computer science piece, it wasn't quite exactly where my heart was. And so my heart is with the kids and my heart is with teaching. So I changed my path. And here I am. And
Excellent.
I've been here almost 20 years.
Wow. Well, we are blessed that that change happened and to have had you here for so long. And I can't imagine what that was like to kind of start one thing and then realize, but it's always, you know, that it's meant to be when you're called to it, when it's a bigger thought than you even thought you could have
100%.
yourself. Well, what is your teacher philosophy? How do you live each day and make the decisions that you do for your students?
I would have to say my philosophy for teaching would be, and it took me a really long time, that it will all get done. It will all get done for me. And initially, in the beginning of my teaching career, it was I have to get it done. I have to get it done by this time. I have to do it by this deadline. The kids have to know it today. And it took me a really long time to figure out that it will all get done and the kids will learn at whatever pace they need to learn. And Mrs. M will get done what she needs to get done in the time that she needs to get it done, and everything will be okay. So if I go back to your question, everything will be okay and everything will get done.
Excellent. I agree. Well, in the 20 years that you've been here, can you tell us what you've learned about your students, kind of either individually or collectively?
I have to say, both individually and collectively, that they are probably the most flexible group of students that I've had every year over the course of the time that I've been here. Super lucky. They will joke at the right time when you need it. They will change their thoughts and their actions quickly. They will get up and move around if you need them to get up and move around. So I probably would have to say the flexibility of the kids is the biggest thing, and to know that if they can be so flexible at the age that I teach at 7 and 8 years old, that I can be just as flexible on days where maybe it's not so easy.
Well, speaking of that, do you think you might have a story or a moment that you'd be willing to share with us? Maybe just as you look back and say the things that stick out to you in the time that you were teaching, something special that happened with a student or in your time teaching?
I'd have to say there are a lot.
Yeah.
And every day is a new day. Today, one of my friends returned from Florida, and they shared with me that they were, their skin was peeling, and they needed something on their skin, but they also said they have new skin now. So, and also in the same day, we learned that a friend had a virgin pina colada on his vacation. So I think the flexibility and the moments that I have daily
they sound priceless.
Quite priceless, Stacy. And those are just two examples, but I love those days where sometimes just something comes out and it makes us all laugh, and that's what you need as a teacher daily.
Definitely. I 100% concur with that. If you could change one thing that's impacting education, what would it be?
Funding.
I would say the same. It's really hard because I think that that's a reasonable answer. We can only do so much with what's given. At the same time, there's probably always going to be a need for more because our kids are so brilliant. No matter which students you teach, they're always growing and changing. So I would say funding would have been my answer as
Yeah,
well.
I think it's, you want to give them everything that they need, like you
Yes.
said, and its funding changes daily and yearly. So I think I would just say lots and lots of money for all the kids and what we can do to help support them.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
But can you tell us, how has your role as teacher evolved over the years in the classroom? From when you first made that switch into the teaching profession to where you are now?
um, my organization has changed. I
Mm.
think I'm a much more organized person. Um, Priorities have changed.
Mm.
Once I enter the classroom, the kids are my priorities first and foremost. So I think priorities, I think my classroom setup, what works, what doesn't work, my collaboration
Mhm.
with other teachers, how, learning to work and in tune with others and learning to work well with others. Like the kids being flexible, I think that's huge. That's what has changed over the years.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you start as a new teacher, again, you think that it all has to be done when it has to be done. But I think being flexible also too are some of the things that over the years have helped me become the teacher that I am today.
Wonderful. Um, Last heavy question. What advice would you share with people who are about to become a teacher?
Oh, this one's easy. So I've had numerous amounts of student teachers over the course of my career, and the one thing that I share with them throughout the entire time that they're with me is your heart. So if your heart is not in it, then you shouldn't be in it. And I try to be as
Mhm.
honest as I can. Your heart has to be in this job because your job is not 9 to 5. It is 24 hours a day. It is on the weekends. It is while you're on vacation. Your kids are your kids, and it's just not your kids at home. It is your kids in the classroom.
I think if I should get another potential tattoo, it would be my kids, right? This my kids to your kids. I totally understand. Every child that I think we get the opportunity to be blessed to have an interaction comes into our heart and
Mm-hmm.
stays there. And even though their presence may not remain in our classroom,
They're still always our
we carry
kids.
their hearts
Yep.
and they're with us. So,
100%.
all right, guess what? You've made it to Stacy's Hatmosphere. I do want to give a shout out. I am sporting a new piece. She just joined my family. She was born in Las Vegas, and I brought her home to Connecticut this weekend. So I wanted you all to meet her today. But when I was home last night doing my channeling of what should I bring for Kelly, of course I fell into the Kelly Green vibe. And then I went to the collection and I said, friends, who wants to come meet Kelly? And these guys perked right up. And so, out of these three choices, Kelly, if you were to choose one, which one speaks to you most?
Does she have a name?
She is an antique piece who I call Feathers.
Okay.
And if you want to put her on, you are
I will
welcome.
most certainly put her on. Of course, I will be careful with her as well.
She once had full netting, but given her age and life story, she's at a point where I've just rescued her. But my goodness, that looks perfect.
So I was going to
on
ask you, is
you.
this okay? Because I know you are
Yes,
the queen
that is
of these hats.
perfect. You're
Perfect, perfect.
going to have to wear that again.
I am ready for
I'm
my
going.
rapid fire questions.
Okay. Um, One thing you'll never do again.
Parasail.
Oh, okay.
The rope is too close, and I want to stay on the ground. Go ahead.
Okay. What food can you not live without?
Chocolate.
Really?
Yes, every day.
These answers again, me. I was not prepared. All right. So, last rapid fire. What is your favorite thing to do in the summertime?
The beach and work in my yard.
That is wonderful. You all know I have a phobia of sand and I don't go outside due to allergies. So this is wonderful that Kelly has been here because I feel like we are yin and yang today. And again,
Thank you.
you made it through. You have one last thing that you need to do. Teacher of the Year, Kelly Montagna,
Yes.
finish the phrase, CES is my
jam.
Woo woo! Thank you, friends.
Don't leave me hanging, Stacy.
I'm
Got it.
sweating.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
okay.